Yeah. So, ma'am, do we want to repeat what we read last week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Then we start with base chakra and some autonomic nervous plexus.
Yeah.
Is this the one? One second. No. We'll have to start here. Yeah. Mooladhara.
Yes. The base or Mooladhara chakra. This vitally important chakra is situated at the apex of the sacrum.
Where
Its
is the
primary
sacrum? No, where is the sacrum? You see how you have to experience and taking you through. The sacrum is just above the hips, right?
Yeah.
The spinal cord ending, that is where you have to experience this. So, this vitally important chakra is a vortex. I don't need this light, it is causing me disturbance. Okay, so now when he says this vitally important chakra is situated at the apex of the sacrum. Right? So you need to imagine that. Then, yeah.
It's a joining of the both hips.
Correct.
Its primary externalization is the adrenal glands. It governs
So
as
when
we can.
you externalize the vortex, they are forming your adrenal gland.
It governs
That is where, yeah, exactly. So we have to experience that.
So what is the primary externalization mean, sir?
Sir, this is an energy. When it is getting converted to physicality, it becomes externalizing. So that is what is meaning. Primarily, it forms the adrenal glands.
Okay.
Got it?
So basically, he's saying his function is taking care of adrenal glands.
Right. Now, it governs, as we can see from the chart in the preceding chapter, the kidneys and the spinal column. This vortex is governing two organs. One is the kidneys, the other one is the spinal column.
Yeah. Because everything is based on Mooladhara chakra, spinal cord, everything.
Correct. Right. Now, he is taking us further. What is this adrenals?
The adrenals, which are the physical counterpart of the base chakra, are made up of an inner medulla covered by a layer known as the cortex. The adrenal medulla, consisting of chromophine tissue, so named because of its affinity from chromium in lab tests, is in fact an endocrine extension of the autonomic nervous system that controls many body functions automatically.
Correct.
So
right now, just hold there, ma'am. The way I would relate to this para that we just finished reading is from Joe Dispenza's diagram of energy to matter conversion. I know that atoms are becoming molecules, molecules are becoming chemicals, chemicals are becoming cells, cells are becoming tissues, tissues are becoming organs, and then systems and so on. Now here, now there is energy transformation taking place. How is it happening? Right? When I breathe in, when I breathe out, there is a displacement of the particles that are going in. And this is a continuous process that is happening. When I breathe in, I am breathing in the energy form which has got the four elements. There is a pattern, there is a natural pattern and a pattern under duress. It is the
Duress.
intrinsic energy. Duress is the stress. Any external pressure. Okay. Right? So this chakra,
Okay.
okay, now what is happening? I am influencing it. Now, the function of this entire process is creation of adrenals and the function thereof. When the adrenal gland is active, it is governing certain parts of the body. What is it governing? It governs the kidneys and the spinal column. The kidneys is physical, the spinal column is physical, right? Now what is happening? The adrenals, which are physical counterpart of the base chakra. Base chakra is energy. Chakra is energy vortex. Are you with me? That energy vortex is going through that process of that state change, correct?
Yeah.
It is continuously happening. Okay.
So
Now,
is
so
in fact
they
an
are made
endocrine
of,
external
pardon?
autonomic nervous system
No,
that controls
I'm
many of
coming to that. So the adrenals, which are physical counterparts of the, are made up of. Now, what is it made up of? It is inner medulla, made up of an inner medulla. What is medulla? Let us see that also.
the center portion of the spinal column, isn't it?
I will go by
Medulla
what.
covered by the cortex.
See, so the spinal column has layers. The central portion is called, the soft portion is called medulla.
What is medulla? The lower part of the brainstem connecting the brain to the spinal cord. The term medulla
Okay,
can refer to several different anatomical structure. It consists of a structure. Okay. So, which consists of, are made up of inner structures covered by a layer known as the cortex. The layer that is covering the structure of this gland of the adrenals is known as cortex. The adrenal medulla, just like the brain medulla, spinal cord medulla, and so on, right? So there is a structure for the adrenal, consists of certain tissue. What is the tissue? It is chromaffin tissue. Okay. Is in fact an endocrine extension of the autonomic nervous system. It is part of which system? From organ to system. What system? It is the endocrine system, and it is the endocrine system, which is an extension of the autonomic nervous system. What does it do? It controls many body functions automatically. Which one? The autonomic nervous system is controlling. But who is feeding it? Are you able to experience the whole process practically? Unless you experience this, you will not be able to retain that process. Otherwise, it is maine pada, main bhul gaya. Correct. Now let us go further.
So apart from the medullary tissue, there is there is spread throughout the body extramedullary chromophine tissue.
So
This
that tissue is
tissue-
spreading across the body.
This tissue arises in the embryo as neuroblasts. So when the
No,
body is forming,
neuroblast is a chemical process wherein the cells are becoming broken down, the metastasis of the cells. Okay, let us
so
go
these
further.
they migrate along the course of the sympathetic nerves and are found in special concentrations along the sympathetic nerve chains running along each side of the spine, rather reminiscent of the Ida and Pingala nadis of the Vedic text. They are
So
also
now you
found
see
in
how those nerves are getting formed. When the neuroblast is taking place, they are moving in chunks and they are connecting to each other. Yeah, let's go further.
They are also found in all the major nerve plexi of the body and are widely distributed throughout the dermis of the skin.
So you have got nerves along the body of the skin and also along the connectivities that it is established. Let us read further.
The adrenal medulla produces the hormone known as adrenaline. This secretion is responsible for readying the body for fight or flight in times of stress, thus preserving the physical organism from threatened damage or extinction. The extramedullary chromophine.
Here there is an interesting observation. Okay. Now what is this? Right? Now just imagine a scenario. We are all discussing. I insult someone. Okay. Just as an example, consider that I have insulted someone. How will be the behavior of that person?
Gets very upset.
He is upset.
Not necessarily all, though.
Sir, see, you are going into exception. First, let us understand the process by going through the generic. Then we will handle exceptions. Okay. So now, when that person is upset, what is happening to his secretion? The secretion has to do a performance. The secretion has to do a function. That means when I throw something at you, you should be able to catch it. That means as a morsel, you are catching it. As a morsel, you are pushing it through your system. As a morsel, you are excreting it. That is the completion of the entire process. You are not able to accept that. That means you are not able to let that. But this secretion of the adrenal will happen. Okay, but you are not able to accept that situation. That means you are not able to eat it. You are not able to digest it. You are not able to throw it out. That situation, that energy. Okay. Now, how will it act on you? Your adrenal medulla is going to produce the hormone at the right time. You are not able to. Are you changing the chemical composition of what is happening inside? You are. Because secretion is happening, fight or flight, you are not able to accept, so you are not able to reject it, you are not able to push it down. Then what is happening? That energy will act on the further processes and impact, right? Will it cause an impact? You are changing the energy structure at each stage because of that scenario situation, correct? Are you able to think?
Best thing. So Chandragaru, best thing is to express immediately and let it over.
Yes, that means either you accept or you are immune. You have become a buffalo. You have become so thick-skinned that if he talks something, let him talk.
Yes.
right?
Either that
So,
or this. Yes.
exactly. But it has to, if it has come to you, if you are not catching it and you are letting it go there itself, fine. But if you are still holding it, the secretion that you are going to create is going to be poisonous to the body.
Yeah. And also
But
when there is a when somebody is a yogi who is balanced person, he takes, he doesn't take as a hurt.
he won't.
It's a lesson.
He will
Yeah.
not cross the, you see, for example, when you see a lioness hunting, let us say a deer, the deer will run till it is caught. If it has caught, it just gives up. But till it has
Yeah.
got caught, right, it goes, escapes, and then if it has escaped, it will let the body again come back to normal. Then when I say come back to normal, that is homeostasis.
Yes, that's
You are
why
letting the
Krishna
body
said,
return.
yeah, in
Correct.
Bhagavad
So
Gita, Krishna
now
says,
just look at it, how much time we have spent just on about 15 lines. But that is experience. When you take
और
in
समझ
what, Haji,
मैं
yeah,
कहता
go
है
ahead,
ऐसे
ask.
समझ में भी इस तरह से
हाँ, पूछो.
I am saying by this discussion, we are able to understand the scenario, and then when we understand, we experience it also.
Exactly. That is the point I was making.
I just have a question, sir. I guess I just joined in the middle. So you're saying if someone try to hurt us, you're telling that if we are thick-skinned, we're fine. We don't really receive it. But if we receive it, don't hold it for too long. Well and
Correct.
good.
Correct.
But my question is, so if how does the reaction versus respond comes into the picture? Because if someone hurts, normal tendency is like we react
So
right away.
either, see, if you are reacting, are you fighting?
That is what normally happens, right? And then we all
Exactly. So,
the practice
or
we have to respond.
either you are fighting or you are avoiding. Both of them are not helpful to you.
That's fine.
Eh,
They're not helping, but like I say, like we
Correct.
normally
So
say,
that
do not
becomes stress,
react.
no? No. See, you remember this cycle of what is happening, which is your our favorite diagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I'm saying so that we're not supposed to react and respond. So before the length of response time, we're still holding that to us, right?
No, but then you
Mhm.
also have your immunity, right? Which is
Yeah.
also part and
Yes,
parcel of that. Your immunity also is within that cycle only. Yes or no?
Mm, I'm trying
You are
to
able
visit.
to accept it, you are able to manage it. If you are not able to manage it, you have another kind of a problem.
Okay.
Just one more situation that I'm talking about. It all depends upon the person's intention. If I really intend to hurt the other person, then his reactions would be different.
No,
Or
I
if
mean,
I'm
you
just
are, no,
joking.
you don't know, sir. If he is a sensitive person, how will you decide whether you are intent or why will you
No,
think
no.
about whether you
If
intend to
he's
hurt him or not?
no, if he is my friend, I might just be joking. Then he will not take it seriously. So
Who
this whole
knows,
situation
sir?
would depend
So,
upon the person who
No,
is
how can you
acting
be
and
so
receiving.
sure? No, see,
No,
you are
nobody is
again
sure
taking to
about it.
the, no, sir, you are again taking exception. First,
Situation.
understand the process.
So the
Okay.
No, no,
both,
in that case, it is just a no, even then also the system remains same. Even then, for
Exactly.
example, my friend says the same thing, I am not taking into a stress, so I am surrendering it, so it is going away. So
Exactly.
either way, the process is working. Process is not
Correct.
deviating. The situation might change.
situation has
Correct.
changed. Yeah.
See,
Situation
what are
might
you
change.
doing, sir? You are altering these gray parameters, which is representing your energies. Correct?
Yeah. Because of the enzymes in the brain. Yes.
And see, you are going into technical. I am saying, as a process, that is
Yeah.
how it is going to work.
No, so let me put it this way, Rama sir, for example, a friend some tells you something, maybe momentarily you felt insulted and then you thought, अरे दोस्त है ना, चलो छोड़ो. Then you again you came back to homeostasis. The dear fellow, वो उसको देखा, he saw टाइगर, वो डर गया, टाइगर अपने रास्ते में चला गया, फिर होम्योस्टेसिस हो गया वो. प्रोसेस में कोई चेंज नहीं होता है.
So
The person who
now,
is taking it or leaving it is the main thing.
True. Yeah.
exactly.
So what you think it is truth, that is the truth to you. Yes.
That's all he's trying to explain. That's all we're trying to understand. That it
So-
is
So
us
that
who
is what we
decide.
have to experience.
Yeah.
In the experience, there are two things. Sir, we all did the experiment of the gulp.
Yeah.
Ram sir, do you recall the saliva gulping experience?
I do not, sir. You should excuse me.
Okay, do it now. Just close your eyes.
Yeah. Gulping the saliva in
Yeah.
yeah.
So, for a moment, you think, let you communicate saying, I am Ram, and try to gulp your saliva. Have you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you think I am Chandra Modali and then gulp.
Chandra Madali. Yeah.
Were you able to?
I think I did.
You won't be able to. You will find it extremely difficult because your body will resist. You won't even be aware of it. Okay. In the
Why is that,
third
sir?
instance, that is because your
Why
cells
is
don't
that?
accept. Your environment in which you are sitting, your aura will not permit the thought itself because it is against your belief.
I think जो आप कह रहे हो, that is a very deep thinking of somebody who
No,
will
no,
do
no,
that.
कुछ भी नहीं है.
हम
आप
जैसे
नहीं,
आम
sir.
आदमी के लिए, for a general person to just think
Impossible.
and gulp.
Impossible.
अच्छा.
Try it. आप try कोशिश करो ना.
अच्छा.
You say,
Okay.
right? First you go, you just think, I am Misra. सलाइवा ले लो. हो गया. अभी immediately I am Chandra Modali and then try to take the gulp.
अरे हुआ नहीं, सच में हुआ नहीं.
Okay, now you tell your body, next 1 minute I am going to play Chandra Modali and then try to gulp your saliva.
हो गया.
Okay. So now you see how you are able to control.
Ah.
Okay. So there is what you have experienced, which is your cellular memory. It has got
Okay.
its own environment, which will not accept something that is untrue, something that is contrary.
Yeah.
ठीक है ना? So now what we are doing is experiencing the whole thing. Now likewise, every part of the body which is working, right? तो अभी क्या हो रहा है देखिए, the adrenal medulla produces a hormone known as adrenal. If adrenal is not there, there is no chemical change for you to trigger an action. Okay, so this secretion is responsible for readying the body. Fight or flight is known as nothing but action. Action and reaction, you can take it that way. Thus preserving the physical organism from threatened damage or extinction. The extramedullary chromophane also produces adrenal. Okay. Not only is the gland producing it, the tissues also are having some portion of that functionality in them. So they are also producing. So this protective system pervades the entire body, reinforcing the action of the nervous system and intensifying its activity. Okay. It is interesting to see how clearly modern psychology and modern physiology comes to confirming what the ancient seers of India wrote many thousands of years ago. They observed that the base chakra was responsible for anchoring the body on the physical plane and for providing a channel for the will to be to express itself. Will to be is the thought. Correct. Expression of that thought, that energy is done because of the base chakra. समझ में आया? Ram sir?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Right? So we have to go through that kind of an experience to understand this.
Yeah.
Okay. So we know today that adrenalectomy is soon followed by death.
So any damage.
Yeah. Okay. So may it be not be because of the link between the base chakra. Ma'am, you want to continue?
Yeah. So may it not be because the link between the base chakra and the physical body has been severed by removal of the adrenals, and the will to be can no longer find a channel of expression. So because
is that
that
the
connection,
reason? What is that reason? So he is going on to explain that.
so that the connection between Mooladhara and adrenaline got cut. That's what he's saying.
So maybe
okay.
it is not because of that. Is there anything else?
Okay. They further observed that the base chakra animates the substance or cellular matrix of the physical body, feeding and directing the life principle and underlying all other chakras. That certainly tallies with the fact that extramedullary chromophine tissue is found distributed throughout the body with particular concentrations in the major nerve plexus, which are but reflections of the spinal chakras.
Correct. So all the nerve plexus, wherever there is these nerves that are creating a groove, those areas are the spinal chakras. Let's go further.
There is a large amount of chromophine tissue on the vertebral surface of the aorta.
No,
which
ventral surface of the aorta. That ventricle.
Correct. There is a large amount of chromophine tissue on the ventral surface of the aorta, which appears so consistently that it is called the organ of Zuckerland. So that is on the one part of the heart, ventral portion of the aorta. It is no coincidence that in this region, near the kidneys appear two minor chakras related to the astral levels. These chakras let in much of the fear that people experience today. So, nature has naturally placed them where glandular response can deal with the unwelcome incoming energies. So,
Okay,
they are placed in such a way,
correct.
yeah, that chroma, yeah. So, it welcomes or unwelcome those fear energies, I think. The
Correct.
base chakra is relatively dormant in the in the mass of humanity, but its activity is on the increase due to the stress of modern living. Very well said. The base
Okay,
chakra is said to be dormant in the mass of humanity, but its
correct.
activity is on the increase due to the stress of modern living.
It can
Premature
only be
overstimulation.
no. It can only be dormant when it is balanced. Otherwise, it cannot be dormant.
Premature
Let's
overstimulation can result in the burning away of the protective etheric webs along the spine, thus opening up the chakras to forces that the individual is not yet capable of handling. From this excessive stimulation, nervous instability and insanity may very easily occur. Our mental homes are filled with people who, for one reason or another, have lost to some degree the insulation provided by nature to protect them from certain aspects of the astral world and from the tremendous power of various cosmic forces. Those who foolishly spend time trying to open up the chakras by meditating upon them or stimulating them by other means or by attempting to arouse the kundalini in an effort to take spiritual shortcut which does not in reality exist are courting danger. So premature Kundalini energy, it causes
correct.
problems. Unleashing of this incredible force along the spinal channels may burn everything in its path, including the permanent atoms. H.P. Blavatsky refers to such people as lost souls because the ability to incarnate or function consciously on the lower planes is lost for eons of time.
Correct.
The devastating effects of the prematurely aroused Kundalini energy are well expressed in a recent book called Kundalini, The Evolution Energy in Man by Gopi Krishna. This autobiography points out the dangers and horrifying aspects of this experience. Fortunately, most people who dabble with this more glamorous realm of yoga are protected by their gross ignorance of the subject and, and an inherent inability to practice yoga properly. However, the radionic practitioner may have patients come to him who are suffering from overstimulation of the chakras, so it is essential to become familiar with the symptoms that arise from such imbalances. The substance of the physical body is animated, as previously mentioned, by the base chakra. The Kundalini energies, when correctly awakened and controlled in full consciousness, progress up the spine in geometric pattern similar to the intertwined snakes of the caduceus.
Caduceus.
Symbols caduceus. How do you say this?
Caduceus.
Snake,
See that
caduceus.
ending, and then it is like the pin. Yeah.
Yeah, field they yeah, put the picture. Intertwined snakes of the caduceus, symbol of the healing arts. Curiously enough, the same pattern is also seen in the double helix configuration of the DNA molecules containing the code of life. Perhaps this too reflects a connection between the base chakra and the cellular substance of the physical body.
Okay.
The miasms are inherited patterns of disease which are passed from generation to generation are drawn in with the etheric substance during the process of incarnating may be carried over from either source in the etheric template of the double helix. This may explain why any miasm can dissipated and finally eliminated from the etheric body by treating the base chakra with color. Toxins from the chemical or bacterial sources respond in a similar manner, and it is a simple matter to clear them by the use of color radionically broadcast. Because it governs the spine, the base chakra is the focal point for treatment of any problems pertaining to the spine. Similarly, kidney problems are treated by way of the base chakra. Psychological problems where the will to live is at a low ebb are treated via the base chakra and a series of other related centers. This technique will be dealt with in a later chapter dealing with the treatment. Base chakra and some autonomic nerve plexus. Each nerve plexus contains considerable concentrations of chromophene tissue, thus indicating the connection of the base chakra to all other chakras. Let's go down.
So he's giving you the picture basically, how they are connected and all that. The base chakra, right? So distribution of the tissue. This is the tissue that is being distributed right across.
This chromophene tissue is distributed all through the spine.
All the
nervous system. All the nerves.
Entire nervous system.
Inferior mesenteric, aortic, pelvic. Okay. So distribution of chromophene tissue and base chakra, showing adrenomedullary and extramedullary distribution along the sympathetic nerve chains.
We don't know which is what, so we will not waste time.
Yeah. So paraganglia, adrenal glands. Oh, so the adrenal glands and kidneys. So basically exactly on the top of kidneys, the adrenal glands.
Correct. Okay. So chromophene tissue is also extensively distributed in the dermis of the skin. At all these points along the skin also they are distributed. That is what he is saying.
Pingala Nadi, the mother, base, Ida Nadi, son, according to the Christian philosophy.
Correct. Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, right?
Yeah, correct.
Which is the Holy Ghost here? We don't know. Right.
They said mother, son, father instead of,
correct.
Okay, the preceding three illustrations deal with the base chakra and its relationship to the nervous system, the endocrine system, and the Kundalini energy, which lies coiled at the base of the spine. The sacral or Swadhisthana chakra. The sacral chakra is located at the base of the lumbar spine. It externalizes as the gonads and governs the entire reproductive system. The degree of its activity is extensive and serves to guarantee the continuity of the human species. Intense activity of this chakra will produce diseases of the reproductive system, which are familiar to orthodox medicine and psychologists. Mystics often success in bringing in energies from external sources or from higher chakras frequently overstimulate this center. This is reflected in the sexual implications of the biblical writings, which refer to the marriage in heaven, the bride of Christ, and so forth. Inner energy transferences are used to sublimate sexual drives, but the terminology used reflects their origin. Often, in the course of mystical experience, which may cover several incarnations, there occurs a period of sexual imbalance. The mystic, in touching the higher energies, finds that they go straight to the sacral chakra instead of being expressed through the throat chakra, which is the higher creative center. This leads to stimulation of sexual activity and imagination, eventually leading to pathology, both physical and psychological in nature.
I think we should read this once again.
Often in the
Often-
course of mystical experience. Yeah, go ahead.
experience, often in the course of mystical experience, which may cover several incarnations, there occurs a period of sexual imbalance. The mystic, in touching the higher energies, finds that they go straight to the sacral chakra instead of being expressed through the throat chakra. Okay? Which is the higher creative center. This leads to stimulation of sexual activity and imagination, eventually leading to a pathology both physical and psychological in nature. That means it is going to result in, when he says a pathology, that means it is a chemical reaction within. Okay, and then impact on the organs, etc. Treatment of diseases found in the reproductive system is normally applied to the sacral chakra. However, there are times when it becomes necessary to treat the throat chakra instead. That is how they are connected. Both of them are centers of creativity. One is creative expression, the other one is creative origination. Yeah, let's continue.
Treatment of diseases found in the reproductive system is normally applied to the sacral chakra. However, there are times when it becomes necessary to treat the throat chakra instead. This technique is designed to stimulate the action of the throat chakra in such a way as to draw the energies up from the sacral center, thus allowing nature to restore a balance in those areas governed by it.
That means
So, by
when you are
stimulate-
trying to visualize a cure, let us say, that means we have to work on the swadhisthana as well as the throat chakra. When you are experiencing that creativity, that means you are communicating it. And when you experience it, that communication goes through the entire body. Beautiful.
the solar plexus or Manipura chakra. So we are done with the Swadhisthana. Next, solar plexus. The solar plexus chakra is located on the spine below the level of the shoulder blades. Its counterpart in the glandular system is the pancreas. Why is he saying shoulder blades? Okay, let's go.
Located on the spine, below the shoulder blades. Okay, let us read further.
Yeah. This gland has both the exocrine and an endocrine function. The bulk of the gland secretes pancreatic juice, the enzymes of which help with the digestion of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. The endocrine part of the gland is formed by small clumps of cells called the islets of Langerhans. These secrete insulin, which plays an important role in the control of sugar metabolism. The stomach is considered to be a secondary externalization of the solar plexus chakra. Through this center, in the astral and etheric bodies, we find that humanity is conditioned by desire, be it good, bad, selfish, or spiritual. This chakra is the vast clearinghouse for all of the energies found below the diaphragm. In the majority of people, it is overstimulated, resulting in nervous disorders, stomach, gallbladder, and liver diseases. It is frequently found to be overactive when radionically analyzed. Dysfunction of the solar plexus chakra and etheric bodies and astral and etheric bodies.
He is said to be the one.
The solar plexus chakra is said to be one of the most potent causes of cancer. Dysfunction of the solar plexus chakra is said to be one of the most potent causes of cancer. Certain reactions between this center and the heart chakra cause congestion of the solar plexus center. certain reactions between this center and the heart chakra. Congestion of the solar plexus. It causes congestion of the solar plexus. Energy is connected with the life principle, which is anchored in the heart, fail to find outward expression on the physical plane. This has a profound effect upon the bloodstream and brings about a proliferation of tissue, creating growths and tumors of malignant nature. It is usual to find in such cases that the solar plexus chakra has a reading of minus or underactivity. In any case, where a negative reading is found in connection with this center, the care must be taken to determine the presence of cancer either as a miasm or as organic pathology.
So what is he saying? Just understand. This typically gets overstimulated. That's what he's saying, correct?
Most of the time. But under also is there.
No, but most of the time when it is creating that, it is
Yeah.
creating malignancy. Why? For example, the solar plexus is also associated with power, the fire in the body. Okay.
Correct.
Now,
Yeah.
when the fire is overstimulated, excess anger. Now, how do you express excess anger? Grudge is excess anger.
Yes.
Typically, when you are holding grudge against people, right, that manifests as cancer.
So that means also when somebody is not able to express themselves
Also,
openly.
correct. For
That
example, see, if you take Gerard Hammer's case, the father of GNM, the German New Medicine, why did he get cancer? He was impacted by a shock. The shock that he could not digest. It is between the heart and the solar plexus.
Correct.
Because his relationship with his child was suddenly abandoned. Right? That manifested as cancer. So this is one explanation of cancer from a spiritual perspective. Let's go further.
I want to mention here example. I don't know how many people read "Dying to Be Me" by Anita Moorjani.
Anita Moorjani. Yeah.
Yeah, she got cancer. She says it's because of lack of self-love. She never
See,
expressed
that means
what.
if you're see, lack of self-love will manifest as cancer or RA.
Because she was holding and saying yes to everyone, even though she didn't like it. Overstimulation of the
But
solar plexus.
that is I want to just elaborate this. So not able to express outside, it should really affect the throat chakra, then turning as a
See,
malignant.
expression is in relationship. Expression is in communication. There are so many ways of expression, Ratnagara.
No, I understand. So like when someone get grudge, so it manifests as cancer if they're unable to express that in outward, because that's what we've been learning in the previous
Correct.
chapter. If as long as we hold some kind of emotion, it turns as a disease. So
See,
if we're unable to,
expression, what I'm saying is expression is in love, expression is in talking, expression is in communicating. There are various modes of expression.
okay.
You get me? So it can be in relationship that you are suppressing it. It can be in your art. You can choose any one form. If you are not communicating that expression, that creativity, then throat chakra will get impacted.
Okay, so you're saying, like, say, if it is a throat cancer,
Exactly.
unable to express,
It can be
communicate.
throat cancer, it could be malfunction of the throat, it can be the imbalance. There are so many ways that it will manifest.
Okay, so based on the which organ the cancer manifests,
Correct.
we have to consider those related chakras as well in
Correct.
relation. Okay.
Yeah. Ma'am, overstimulation, we can continue.
Yeah, overstimulation of the solar plexus chakra is connected with many kinds of skin eruptions and leads to astralism, delusions, hallucinations, and a wide variety of nervous disorders. In order to quieten action of this center, in the cases where it is overactive, color and the use of Bach remedies prove very effective. I don't know, Bach remedies. I think that is the procedure where the reading is negative. First, try to determine the presence of cancer or a precancerous condition. If present, it must be treated via the base chakra. Then the solar plexus chakra must be normalized so that it reacts properly to the energies of the heart. And most important of all, the cause of the negativity in the solar plexus must be found and steps taken to eliminate it. Usually, it is of psychological nature.
Correct. Nice.
So basically, most of them are psychological, converted to physical.
Now, when it comes to spirituality, most of them will start at one of the layers of the body before it comes at physical. So it will be psychological only.
Let's go one line up because it's obscuring.
I have one question, sir. So, I mean, we understood the fact that we're not supposed to meditate on chakras, in any specific chakras, when it can give adverse effects.
No, you have to do that starting with the bottommost chakra.
No, the meditation, because in the previous paragraphs, even in other books, they said, trying to stimulate the chakras by meditating on them, or trying to stimulate the kundalini, that can give an adverse effects, right? What even in the previous paragraph we just read. So, but if we diagnosed with a specific disease, is it okay to practice on a specific chakra at that time?
See, when you are meditating, a specific chakra, it won't work that way. Because all the chakras are interconnected, you have to start at the lowest chakra, which is your Mooladhara. If Mooladhara is imbalanced, all your other chakras will be imbalanced.
That's fine. No, but my question is not related.
It won't work, no? If you work on any one single chakra, it won't function.
No, what I'm saying is because they're deliberately telling us not to do a regular practice of meditation.
No, he's not saying meditation. It is the other means that people adopt. And the other thing is when you are meditating, it will go in a sequential manner and only when you are ready. So you will start with your lowest chakra and go to your highest chakra. Okay.
So then we do like chakra meditation when a disease happens.
Correct. So even if you do what Joe Dispenza also talks about is blessing the energy centers, he will always say breathe into your abdomen and then slowly pull up the energies upward.
Yes.
Right? You can't start directly at the head and then go down.
Of course, yes, that is true.
Right? So you have to go in a sequential manner. If your lower chakra is disturbed, all your associated chakras will be disturbed completely because it is a serpentine movement, no?
No, of course, I understand that. My question is not that, sir. My question is, in the previous paragraphs, we have learned that we are not supposed to do any kind of a specific chakra meditation or kundalini raising meditation.
It won't work. It won't work, Ratnarayan. No?
Yeah, but can we do those if we have a disease?
How will you do? No, how will you do? You tell me.
Because they,
Just think.
using that, you have these words like, chakra meditation. We have like, the specific chakra word.
But it
Yum,
won't work,
yum,
no?
like that. So the people keep say
No,
yum,
it,
yum,
it
yum,
will
yum.
not work, no? If your foundation is not strong, can you construct an edifice?
No.
So, your foundation is your base chakra. Okay. Now, if your heart chakra is not okay, if you have to balance the heart chakra, you can't directly balance the heart chakra. How will you do that, you tell me?
We can't. Yeah, because we have
Exactly, that's the point I'm making. So any chakra, you have to start at the lowest chakra and then come up to it. What is it telling you? That chakra is not okay. That means you have to start at the bottom, but the majority of the concentration will be on your heart chakra, but you will start right at the below. The root cause of the imbalance in the heart chakra can be relationships not okay. There could be so many other causes. You have to eliminate all that. But when it comes to meditation, it can only be done in a sequential manner, starting with the lowest chakra to the top. Yeah, Lata.
And in unified, we focus on heart chakra, right? Is it okay then?
You see, when you are coming to the heart chakra, by then, if you are not balanced, you won't get any experience. You won't be able to get any result out of it.
Oh, if the other
Exactly.
chakras are balanced, then only it will work. Okay.
Then only you will be able to get the benefit of this. Otherwise, it is like taking medicine and then saying, I am not getting well, I am not getting well, I am not getting well. The medicine also will not be effective.
Then we have to work on other chakras, then only we should start.
Exactly. That is what you are
unified, right?
doing now.
Unified.
Yeah.
Mhm. Before
When are you
unified, we
coming to
should
that
do.
stage? You are unified. You are, when you are doing the unified meditation, when you are practicing it, you will do it from the lowest chakra to the topmost. Just try it.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, continue, ma'am.
Okay, the heart, we finished the.
No, we have to
we
finish
got
this. No, overstimulation, we are not completed.
Yeah, overstimulation of the solar plexus chakra is connected with many kinds of skin eruption. We covered this and led
Yeah, we
leads
did.
to
In
the
order to quieten, we have finished.
We'll
yeah we
start heart
Psychological
chakra.
nature. Yeah, we have
We'll
completed
start
the whole
heart.
thing. Yeah, heart.
yeah heart or anahata chakra. The heart chakra is situated between the shoulder blades and its physical counterpart in the glandular system is the thymus. This gland
So,
long
now, ma'am, your question. The heart chakra is situated between the shoulder blades, but its physical counterpart is the thymus, this portion.
yeah
This is
correct,
the thymus.
but yeah before he mentioned for the other gland also shoulder blade, so I was confused.
No, this is the one. This
Swadhisthana.
is the only place he said shoulder blades.
No. Before he said for Swadhisthana also. Before.
Before
Here,
the
yeah,
level
level
of
up.
the shoulder blades, its counterpart is the
Yeah,
glandular system, is the pancreas. Okay. Take it. Chalo.
okay, yeah. The heart chakra is between the shoulder blades and its physical counterpart in the glandular system is the thymus. This gland, long recognized by the ancient seers as an endocrine secreting tissue, has now tentatively been included under this category in modern medical texts. The thymus is described as being involved in hyperimmune or autoimmune reactions and could prove important in such diseases as systemic lupus erythematosus, rheumatoid arthritis, ulcerative colitis, and myasthenia gravis. Certain experiments indicate that it helps in responses of the adrenal cortex to stress. The ancients would certainly agree to this, for they stated long ago that the thread of long life principle is anchored in the heart chakra, and it would certainly be involved in the fight or flight mechanism designed to protect the expression of life on the physical plane. So thymus also plays a role in the adrenals of the fight and flight mode.
Yeah.
The thymus is proportionately larger in the infant, and like the pineal and adrenal gland, which are also connected with the will to express life on the physical plane, it undergoes involutionary changes. So going down from the bigger size to small size. When the heart chakra is overactive, it produces the immoral, irresponsible individual. When the heart chakra is overactive. At present, the full functioning of this center is unsafe due to man's point of inner development, which is reflected in the general imbalance of the average endocrine system. Energy flooding uncontrolled through this chakra would have devastating effects upon the personality of the person concerned. So too much energy flooding also on the heart chakra is not good. It has devastating effects. If correctly awakened, this chakra has transforming, magnetic, and radiatory powers. Through it, the love of God is shed abroad. It is said that the thymus holds the key to much that concerns the control and activity of the vagus nerve. The raising of the energies from the solar plexus chakra up into the heart center occurs in those individuals who are developing the ability to think and act in terms of group consciousness. For example, businessmen who preside over large companies. This transfer frequently throws great strain upon the heart center, with the result that many executives succumb to heart trouble. Doctors too are prone to overstimulation as they unconsciously seek to work through the heart center in detaching themselves from the emotional aspects of the cases they treat. So that means doctors too are prone to overstimulation as they unconsciously seek to work through the heart center in detaching themselves from the emotional aspects of the cases they react. But one way it is good. See, detaching from the patient's emotion is one way it is good. But he is saying this also it causes trouble. Overstimulation due to
they are
working.
doing it just like our gulp experiment. As they unconsciously seek to work through the heart center in detaching themselves from the emotional aspects of the cases they treat. So when they are getting involved.
Without knowing. Correct. Overstimulation due to working in group consciousness will result in heart problems. Overstimulation due to working in group consciousness will result in heart problems. Overstimulation based on selfish motives may produce ulceration of the stomach as the energies below the diaphragm are not drawn upward through the heart center by the magnetic pull of unselfish motive. Okay.
So because when you are selfish, you are greedy and all that, they are actually helping you vibrate at the lower level. This is one of the reasons.
Causes the ulcers, stomach ulcers.
Correct.
As the energies below the diaphragm are not drawn upward through the heart center by the magnetic pull of the unselfish motive. This is a matter which should be checked carefully in all cases where business executives or doctors seek radionic treatment. All diseases of the heart, the circulatory system, and the blood may be treated effectively via the heart chakra, utilizing color and the appropriate remedies. Okay.
Yeah,
the throat and
there's a question. Lata, go ahead.
Can you please explain group conscious? When you work in group conscious, the heart chakra will imbalance or something, right? Can you please explain that one?
Where is that? Where is that
She read
sentence?
from the book, right? When we work in group conscious or something, I don't understand that part.
Overstimulation due to working. No, overstimulation. That means you are getting too very, what you call, involved in group consciousness will result in heart problem, because that is an overstimulation that you are doing. You are getting attached to that group movement.
Oh, okay.
You are getting me,
Like too
right?
much,
Yeah.
too much thinking of people, or how?
No, you are
How to
getting
take that?
too, you see, you are getting upset. The group is
Oh,
not
okay.
moving with you. You should let it go.
Okay.
It is up to their consciousness. You should leave it that way. You don't. Then what is happening?
This is emotional part, right? Emotionally we
Exactly.
attach. Okay.
So that is in
And
group working. Overstimulation based on selfish motives may produce ulceration of the stomach.
yeah, that's true. That part is I understood. And one more thing, when we meditate, the energy goes wherever we need, right? If one chakra is unbalanced or low, then the energy will go and stimulate that, right? That chakra, and
Correct.
give that
Correct.
energy to that chakra. Okay, we
Yeah.
need not separately do on only one chakra, right? Just when you
Hey,
meditate, it will work inside.
you will have to work on all the chakras.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
See, you can
Okay,
even
next.
treat it that if you're working on heart chakra, let us say, right? You may spend a few minutes stabilizing your root chakra, then your emotional chakra, then your power chakra before you ultimately work on the heart chakra.
Okay.
So you may do it momentarily. Okay. You will take 3 breaths, you will hold, you will release. All that you are working on individual chakras when you are doing that.
Yeah,
When you
before
are not
starting the
letting your
session.
thoughts impact you, that means your Swadhisthana is not fluctuating. You are
Okay.
not emotionally responding. Right? If you are responding,
Yeah.
you will be stuck there only.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
In Unified
But
Niharika, I think she guides like that
correct.
focus on every chakra, 3
Yeah.
breaths on every chakra. Yeah,
But you have
she
to
only
start
does
at the
that.
lowest chakra. Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
You're right.
Then we should implement whoever takes the session, you should tell them do this before starting the session. That
Correct.
will be good, right? Everybody. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, the
This
throat
is
or Vishuddha chakra. The throat chakra is
have we done this slide?
okay. All diseases of the heart, the circulatory system, and the blood may be treated effectively via the heart chakra, utilizing color and the appropriate remedies.
Correct. See, why
So
color?
basically,
Again, color itself sets the base vibration of the environment.
yeah, green and pink. I think
Yeah,
they
we
belong to.
learned this also. This also we learned in the secret language of the body also when we read that.
Yeah, Julian Dolores Cannon, Julius
No,
Cannon. Yeah.
not that one. There is another one, right?
Oh yeah, that woman from Russia. He migrates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. I got it.
Where is the language of the book? This one. Inna Seagal.
Inna Seagal. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
This book. Here also we learned it.
Yeah, I think she is the one who mentions different colors from for different
Exactly.
diseases.
Now the emotional, what is the body trying to tell us, right? This is the secret language of the body in which you have got the 3 paradigms. The color, the frequency, and something else. Emotion.
Yeah, I think she's the one who says imagine a blue color at a ball and put it
Correct,
wherever.
correct,
Yeah.
correct. The throat. Shall we
The
do the
throat
throat now? How big is the throat?
Let's close it.
Throat is no. We can do the throat. It is just these two paragraphs.
Okay. Sure. The throat or Vishuddha chakra. The throat chakra is located at the back of the neck, reaching up into the medulla oblongata to involve the carotid gland and downward in the direction of the shoulder blades. It is powerful chakra and very active in the human family, being related directly to the higher creative faculties. It manifests as the thyroid gland with the secondary expression as the parathyroid glands. These endocrine glands are essential to normal growth, the thyroid being related to oxidative processes and the parathyroid with calcium metabolism. If underactive, the throat chakra will cause a multitude of symptoms involving many tissues of the body. Vertigo, allergies, anemia, fatigue, menstrual irregularities, sore throat, laryngitis, asthma, and other respiratory troubles may stem from an imbalance in this chakra. The damage resulting from sudden emotional shock will often initiate asthmatic states. This is understandable because the throat center governs the lungs, bronchial and vocal apparatus. It also governs the entire alimentary canal. It is a center which is peculiarly responsive to radionic treatment, utilizing the color blue, especially in its deep clear shades. Because blue color is to the throat chakra.
Is the Vishuddha. Yeah.
Blue.
We'll stop here.
So it is because of Vishuddha chakra, all these allergies and any lung related problems, asthma.
Sure.
Yeah,
So-
in almost 100 years ago, he has
You may
written
stop
this
the
book.
recording, sir.
Yeah. No, the recording I didn't stop, is it?